Hi, David Bellamy here. Welcome back to Tyrrell Time, where we are wrapping up the 2002 season with a last-minute run on both titles. The Constructors is out of our reach, but certainly second place is well within the realms of possibility now. But the Drivers' Championship is actually potentially still up for grabs. We have next year's car all sorted. We are working on technology type thingies. Let's build that now. There we go. We have 3 cars for next year now. Excellent news. So, how do we aim to build from here? Well, the first thing I want to check is if we can't... God, this is going to be an expensive spare part, but I'm going to need it. First thing I want to do is cut down on testing even further. We simply don't need that much mileage now, although actually it's very cheap to test here, so we'll take it. Repairs, we have... Tricky. We're going to test with only 2 cars then, but that's fine. Yeah, that gets us everything that we needed. And then we will repair the race cars. We're still going to be running damage on car 2, but it's very, very minor. Nothing really to concern ourselves with. Guarantees are in place, which is always very helpful because it means we know exactly how much money is coming in and how much is not. Okay, all looking very, very shiny and good. Tanaka still upset despite the fact that he's ninth in the Drivers' Championship on his debut season and he's got 18 points to his name, which isn't too bad, all things considered, really. We're still working on our relationships with key suppliers. How about we go race in Luxembourg and see what happens? Let's try... something like this. See if that works for us. No new parts because we don't get new parts because nobody loves us. We're just a poor team. Nobody loves us. So 22 degrees and cloudy for qualifying at the Luxembourg Grand Prix. We really need to do something about our engine. We really do. Nevertheless, Damon Hill, again on pole position. That McLaren's got great qualifying pace. He puts in a 1:18.535, just ahead of teammate David Coulthard on a 1:18.549. Eddie Irvine is at the front of row 2, 1:18.666. Naughty boy. Shinji Nakano, our very own P4, 1:18.765, ahead of Marini's Minardi and Olivier Panis's Jordan. Hiroshi Tanaka can only manage P13. It's a very close midfield, though. He's not that far. He's about half a second off the back of his teammate, but it was enough to put 9 places between them. 18 degrees, cloudy with a strong wind for the Grand Prix. Probably not optimal conditions for us, but we do tend to be better on race pace, and the one-stop strategy is definitely helpful. We will bring Nakano in lap 33, and it'll be lap 34 for Tanaka. That extra lap hopefully allowing him to leapfrog a few people. We hope. Okay, boys, do us proud. Eddie Irvine takes the win for Arrows. That's going to eat into our lead over them a little bit. Damon Hill, meanwhile, drops from pole to second place. We do still get on the podium, though. Shinji Nakano, half a second off the back of Damon Hill, so very close down to the finish. Hackinen's Williams, Marini's Minardi, and Coulthard's McLaren take the last points. Hiroshi Tanaka, though, engine failure taking him out. Again, not an accident, not necessarily his fault, just a problem from weak partners. That puts the Drivers' Championship out of our reach, though. We are now 14 points off Damon Hill. In the Constructors, though, we are still 19 points clear of Arrows in P2. I think that is pretty safe to say we've secured second place in the championship then. Let's see if we've got a new sponsor. We do. 2-season, 200,000 a year deal. This is superb. We're not going to get any deals there, unfortunately, but so what? Right then. In terms of design, our hydraulic systems maxed out on performance, same as clutch, and we're now going to put some more effort into reliability. And we have an automatic gearbox ready to homologate, and it's been accepted. God damn, I didn't expect that. Next we'll move on to servo brakes. Our budget somewhat drained compared to recently, but we did have the end of year build and assembly for next year's cars, which obviously is really non-optional. You can sometimes use old cars depending on how the regulations do or don't change, but it's never really advisable unless you are broke. It might be something I have to do in my Sauber playthrough. Yeah, we're still not going to get all cars 100%, so it would be a 2-car test again, just because we had some upgrades to build and there's no point having them if we're not going to use them. I'm going to reduce test mileage significantly. We might not get all the setup points that we need, but so what? In fact, this should guarantee that we do. Oh no, not quite, but still enough. And that means we can finally take some damage off Tanaka's car. Okay, so this is really a race for fun because I don't think we can really go forward or slip backwards. We have, however, surpassed, not by much, but we have surpassed this year's sponsorship budget by a few $1,000s. Depending on how we perform, that affects how much of that we actually get, but we're in a good position at least. I'm going to drop Bridgestone and take Shell along to the next Grand Prix because Bridgestone are already maximally happy with us. And what I'm going to do is try and bump up the quality of our hospitality and see if we can't make them all feel very happy and special. Yeah, actually, I'm not even going to be able to sign this deal, so there's no point leaving anybody on it. Let's just give them all the warm fuzzies, shall we? And we'll put an extra 3% trying to get something on this deal, which I don't think we'll be able to get, but it's worth a try. Okay then, dear friends, once more into the breach. Sorry for the short episode, but really there's not that much to add at this point. It's all about next year now. We can cancel our wind tunnel hire. That will save us a little bit of money. No other new parts to put on the car except for the driver aid. It would be good to get a Japanese win with a Japanese driver and Japanese engine. Not that the game recognises that and gives you any specific reward for it, but it would be a nice one to tick off, wouldn't it? 23 degrees, light rain. Our intermediate tyres suck. That's going to be a problem. But Shinji Nakano's fairly good in the wet. I'm not going to draw this out. Yeah, Damon Hill is your pole sitter again because he's excellent in the wet. 143.615, best part of a second ahead of Shinji Nakano. Hakkinen and Fisichella in the Williams 3-4, they always seem to do well in the wet, the Williams cars. Salo and Panis round out the top 6. Tanaka down in P20 because he's just no good in the wet. We're always going to be firing on one cylinder in the wet. It's a dry race though, 18 degrees. We will stop on lap 25 with Shinji Nakano and lap 26 with Hiroshi Tanaka. And, you know, this is just a fun race. Hopefully both cars finish, which we haven't had for the last 2 rounds. And we get some extra points to take home. Oh, well, we go out with a whimper. Jordan taking an unexpected win with Olivier Panis. The Williams getting a 2-3, Hakkinen leading Fisichella. Irvine, Rossett and Schumacher round out the final points of the season. Electronic failure taking out Shinji Nakano. Hiroshi Tanaka finishing P10 and 1 lap down. Boo. But Nakano does finish second in the Drivers' Championship, and we finish second in the Constructors' Championship. So well done us. We are very, very, very happy with this. Very happy indeed. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another season of Grand Prix World. I'll be back with a pre-season preamble ramble before you know it. Have an excellent end to your week, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.